Okay, let's listen to this bit of sound. This is Glenn Greenwald and David Gregory.
Ooh.
To the extent that you have aided and abetted Snowden, even in his current movements, why shouldn't you, Mr. Greenwald, be charged with a crime?
I think it's pretty extraordinary that anybody who would call themselves a journalist would publicly muse about whether or not other journalists should be charged with felonies. The assumption in your question, David, is completely without evidence, the idea that I've aided and abetted him in any way. The scandal that arose in Washington before our stories began was about the fact that the Obama administration is trying to criminalize investigative journalism. If you want to embrace that theory, it means that every investigative journalist in the United States who works with their sources, who receives classified information, is a criminal.
This guy is exactly right. I don't know where Gregory's coming off doing this. The fact of the matter is, if you want to be an investigator, it was like the Pentagon Papers. If the New York Times hadn't published them, we wouldn't have known that what was illegal about the Vietnam War. But listen, this guy, Gregory, to ask that question is just a hypocrite, as far as I'm concerned.
Bolling.
I've been after Gregory since yesterday afternoon when he said it. It's absolutely insane. Glenn Greenwald, look, like him or not like him, he has a right to. We need more Glenn Greenwalds. That's what we need. We don't need fewer of them. We don't need people who want to be a Glenn Greenwald to say, hey, I'm worried about this because I'll get attacked by the president, I'll get attacked by the media, the mainstream media, who's basically carrying what? Bottom line, David Gregory is carrying water for the Obama administration by asking that question.
Okay.
I think this is a pot meet kettle moment for David Gregory. Does anyone remember when he held up the 30-round magazine in Washington, D.C., which is illegal, committing a crime in the NBC studio in Washington, D.C., and yet he's trying to tell this guy that he's aiding and abetting someone who's just been charged with espionage. With everything going on lately, that's not the position he should be taking.
Let's send it to China.
You know what? This is an example of where being an absolutist is I think a flawed place to come from. I don't think it's wise. Obviously, David Gregory looked incredibly foolish, especially with that hair. But and it was a bad question. However, Greenwald has never done any kind of breakthrough investigative journalist about our adversaries. He doesn't have to, though. That's not what he has to do. He can do whatever he wants, and he shouldn't be prosecuted or anything. But the fact is, he was published in The Guardian, the most hardcore left-wing anti-American newspaper you will ever find on this planet. So, and I think he's out of his depth now because the more that Snowden pals around with people who hate America, the more foolish he's going to look. Although he's perfectly right. This guy is his source. He's writing articles. That's what he does. So I guess what I'm saying is, being an absolutist on either side, you're going to lose.
Very well said.
If he does come back here, he's going to be
Did I make any sense?
Yes, it did. It made sense.
You know, it really is. He can stand on moral principle and ethical ground, but he's going to be on troubled legal waters if he comes back.